dive right into the thrilling and exhilarating world of physics. More specifically, dive right into the realm of motion. So, what do we know about motion? What is motion? Motion is nothing but the movement of an object, right? But doesn't it cross your mind how the application of force affects the motion of a body? And in which direction will it move? What does it depend upon? Do you know who devised the laws of motion?
Sir Isaac Newton.
That's right. Sir Isaac Newton. So everyone, let's embark on this journey to find out more about the world around us. So Viraj, would you like to start our journey today?
Surely, Renbo. Our journey begins with Newton's first law of motion, the law of inertia. It was established in 1687. Now, this law revealed that an object at rest will continue to remain at rest, and an object in motion will continue to remain in uniform motion unless an external force intervenes. But to grasp this concept clearly, let us do an experiment. Please welcome Poojan and Renbo. As you can observe the model in front of you, the ball and the clipboard both are at rest. Now let us see what happens when Rito quickly flicks the clipboard. So, as you can see, the ball fell straight into the tumbler. Why did this happen?
Why did this happen, Abhiraj?
Well, it's really simple. It's due to inertia of rest. An object at rest will continue to remain at rest unless an external force intervenes. This is also the reason why the ball fell straight into the tumbler, because the only force acting
That Newton's first law states that an object at rest tends to stay in its state of rest, or an object in motion will tend to stay in its state of uniform motion until an external force is applied on it.
Thank you for clearing that up. Now, how can we apply this law in our daily life?
Well, this law is reflected in our daily life by the example that it is easy to finish a task once it has been started, but it is very difficult to start a task itself.
Thank you so much for clearing that up. Now that we know the first law, let us move on to the second. So Riddhi, when you are playing with, for example, marbles, have you seen that when you flick the lighter marble, it covers a larger distance, But when you flick the heavier marble with the same force, it doesn't go as far. Or when you keep some additional weight on a toy car, it doesn't go as far as it previously did. Why is this so? Well, this is all due to Newton's second law of motion. But to understand this more clearly, let us do an experiment with Renbo.
Alright, now let us take a look at the model in my friend Haritha's hand. When she shoots a small ball, it covers a certain height. But when she shoots a heavier ball with the same force, it doesn't cover as much height. Why does this happen? Why doesn't both the ball cover the same distance since the force exerted on it is the same?
Why does this happen, Vicky?
This is because when the thread is pulled and then released, a force is exerted on the ball which is in contact with the elastic string. So it covers a certain height. But when a heavier ball is shot with the exact same force, it doesn't cover as much height because mass is inversely proportional to the acceleration of a body when the force is constant. This is derived from Newton's second law of motion, which states that force is the product of the magnitude of mass and acceleration of a body. Now Viraj, would you like to show us another experiment on this law?
Let's do it. Now, to perform this experiment, I will need Poojanan. As you can see, this is a two-way ramp. Now, we will do some experiments on it. Pooja, first keep the lighter ball stationary and allow the heavier ball to roll down. What do we see? The heavier ball easily displaces the lighter ball. Why is it so? Well, it's really simple. The momentum of the heavier ball can easily overcome the weight of the lighter ball. But let us observe what happens when the roles are reversed. The heavier ball wasn't displaced. Well, why is it so?
Why isn't the heavier ball displaced?
Really good question, Pooja. The heavier ball isn't displaced because the momentum of the lighter ball is not enough to overcome the weight of the heavier ball. Now we will make both of them collide. We see that the heavier ball goes along its way and takes the lighter ball with it. Then isn't it a bit weird? Well, it's not really because the heavier ball has greater momentum than the lighter ball. This is all due to Newton's second law of motion because of force is equal to the proportionality of mass when acceleration is constant. Therefore, when we increase the mass, the force is also increased. Now, Riddhi, what can we conclude from the previous experiment?
Well, from the first one, we can conclude that when the force is constant, the acceleration changes with change in mass. But in the second case, when the acceleration is constant, the force changes with the change in mass. This is due to Newton's second law of motion.
Thank you for clearing that up. Now, how can we apply this law in our daily lives?
Well, we can apply this law in our daily life through the example that the progress made in our work is directly proportional to the pressure of external pressure to finish it and inversely proportional to the difficulty of the task.
Thank you so much. Now that we know the first and second law of motion, let us move on to the third one. But This is the action force, and the air inside the balloon hitting its inner surface before being expelled is the reaction force. This causes propulsion, and the balloon moves along with the stream. Now let us see a more ground-based application of this law. Please welcome Preeti again.
When she taps the top of the carton floor, the broomstick slowly moves up into it. Why does this happen? Why doesn't the broomstick fall down from the carton floor when it is hit on the top? Well, this is because when the carton floor is struck, a force is exerted on it, and as a result, the carton floor exerts an equal and opposite reaction force and causes the broomstick to move up into it.
Thank you for clearing that up, Preeti. But what could be gathered from the previous experiments?
Well, from the previous experiments, we could gather that Newton's third law states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction.
Thank you for clearing that up. But as we did with all the previous laws, how can we apply this on our daily life?
Well, since we know for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, in a similar way in our lives, we have to take action and push ourselves beyond our limits in order to achieve the desired and fruitful reaction of success. Well, that's it, folks. I hope you enjoy the journey. Thank you.